it leads me to thinking like, yo, why do we miss the 20 when you have the 80?
Why not?
What do you mean? Why not?
Who wants just 80%? You could be satisfied with 80%, and it's good to be satisfied. You might not need the 20, but why can't you not want the 20?
I don't know. No, it's just like.
Are you wrong for wanting 20? It's like saying, well, I mean, let's do it like this. Right?
Okay. Since we talking about numbers, this episode is sponsored by Number Theory.
Oh yeah, shout out to Number Theory. Man. Shout out to Number Theory. Let's do it like this, right? You put in $1,000 into your bank.
$1,000.
You can go wake up tomorrow morning. You see it's only $800 in there. You're not curious about what happened to the 200?
I am. I'm very curious.
Okay, you got $800 now.
But you can. But
you're not curious about the 200. Why you upset about the 200?
Because I feel like
you've been robbed.
Okay.
Oh, what's owed to you? I mean, that's a slightly different metaphor as to what you're talking about. But yeah, nobody wants partial, even if partial is majority.
I'm about to say that's not partial. That's 80.
I mean, it's still partial. It's still part of the whole. I mean, but it's majority. Yeah, it's majority. And I think a lot of times people misconstrue. Like, you could be satisfied. Like, you could be satisfied with the 80. You could be happy with the 80. But that doesn't discount you wanting more.
Wanting is different than wanting and risking the 80
to get it.
To get it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm preaching to, of like, we're thinking we're risking the 80 to get the 100, but sometimes in life we're risking the 80 to get the 20, and it's like we don't view it that way. And like, I know in my life there are things that I am very appreciative for, but I know my life wouldn't feel. I don't want to go to the extreme of worth living, but I know I wouldn't be satisfied without some things that I don't have right now, that I don't need, by the way. But it's just things that would just put the on life. That's like, like this is a good life.
Maybe. I do wonder, and this goes back to our conversation about the satisfied versus the maximizer. Okay. It's like, how do you know? Because, like, maybe, like, what if you did have, let's say life was like a I don't know, like a trading card game, and you was like, you know what, I'm gonna trade this good part that I have right now for that good part. How do you know after you make that trade that you might not miss that card that you traded more so than what you gained? Because I think a lot of times what happens is that people get used to the 80, that they forget that it's the 80. And it's like, because a lot of times people don't think, like, I think majority of people, if they knew they had 80%, like they really knew, they wouldn't really risk it.
100%, you're right.
And I think a lot of times it's like, they don't even notice the 80. It's just, oh, I don't have that 20%. And that 20% is what would make my life happier. Knowing that let's say, if they only had that 20%, they would probably be more miserable than they are now if they only had that 20%. But because they have the 80%, and all this, even me now just thinking about it, who's to say it's really 80%? Really, you deem it 80% if you want to or not. Like, you could say, like, you could be broke, homeless, this, that, and then you could figure out little parts of life that you could be happy for. Like, at least I got food yesterday. I mean, sounds wild.
That's a little wild.
Well, at least you got food yesterday. At least you got your health. At least you got this. At least you got all these little things. And then you could say that's the 80% of life. But is it really? I don't know. Is you not having a jet, is that not? Are you sure that's not the part that would make it 80%? Who knows? Or is life all about being satisfied with what you have now and then hoping or desiring more for yourself.
I think we're not honest as a society, some of us, when it comes to how we view life.